Hi Bala.
Hi, sir.
See, today let us see Azure security consultant role, activities, and responsibilities.
Yeah.
So, as an Azure consultant, security consultant, your primary responsibilities are to protect networks and systems from external and internal attacks, identify and prevent cyber threats, and ensure the security of clients' Azure environments. Here are some of the key roles and responsibilities. Okay, basically, you have seen we discussed about the cloud security postal management. That is the
Yes,
common
sir.
procedure where across the clouds we need to follow those standards and procedures. So that's where it is saying about threats and attacks. It is referring to that. Okay. Now, what is the role? Let us see. Understand how attackers think, work, and act in order to effectively defend against. So, if you want to fight with one enemy,
Yes, sir.
first you need to understand what is his background, what is his capability, what is his stamina, how he is going to do in a negative way. Okay, because enemies behave positive way and negative way.
Negative.
So we need to see all those analysis. Okay, their character, their behavior, their attitude, and that kind of things. The same way in IT technology also, information technology also, we need to see what way attackers can attack our systems,
Yes,
either
sir.
in the non-cloud or cloud. So you need to work in their shoes and think to attack particular applications. You got it right?
Yes, sir.
Hello. Okay. Identify vulnerabilities in Azure systems and
Yes,
networks
sir.
that.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You got the
Sir,
first
can you
point. You
hear me,
got
sir?
it.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes,
You need to give a
sir.
response to me immediately, Bala. Otherwise,
Got it, sir.
I'll not be able to move forward.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So second thing is identify
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
vulnerabilities in Azure system. See, first thing is we identified the attacker's behavior. We identified their scenarios to apply for attacking the sites. Then next one is we need to see what are the bottlenecks in our applications in our systems. The systems are running on Azure cloud basically.
Yeah.
So we need to see, identify where all the
Yes.
applications are getting public access and what are the modules it is going to be accessed it, where all the workflow is going within the networks, within the VNet. It is called
Yes.
VNet, right, in Azure. So,
We.
and that attackers can exploit
Yes.
it.
Yes.
So, where they can grab the accessing some kind of database or something like that, confidential information, right?
Yes, sir.
Then
Yep.
use this vulnerability information to build robust security solutions to strengthen Azure environments. So, by identifying these bottlenecks in the applications and cloud security, we need to strengthen those things. That is third activity.
Yeah.
Verify that client's Azure sources
Yes.
resources are secure and compliant with security best practices. When you say security best practices, one is cloud
Yes.
security best practices will be there. Then there is a business domain wise uh, governance security, IT security
Best
policies are
security
there.
practices.
Yes. So that all will come under
Yeah.
security practices. Okay. Then next one is we understood what is the role it contains. Then what are the responsibilities? There are different sections I have pulled it. One is security assessment and recommendations wise responsibilities. What are those? Conduct thorough security assessments of clients' Azure deployments to identify risks and vulnerabilities. Yes, one of the role activities is analyze security logs and monitoring data to detect potential threats and anomalies. So security logs means where all you can get it.
Security logs are something like we get based upon the resources. Uh, so usually what we does in our environment is like we store the logs up to 6 months. Sir. So if there is any issue happens, we'll go through the logs and we'll find out the root cause analysis of the issue and everything. Sir. So usually that will be stored in log analytics workspace, or else like we try using KQL queries and everything. Sir.
Hmm, correct.
Hello.
So those are the
Yeah.
places you get the logs and you analyze it. Is there any
Yes, sir.
unknown IP access is there or something like that? So
Yes.
hacker,
Or else
because
any
you're
like
protecting
unusual suspicious
unusual activity. Okay. Uh, then provide actionable recommendations to improve the security posture of Azure resources. You know about we discussed about the cloud security posture practices. In Azure also have a security posture. Okay, so we need to implement those recommendations given by security posture module also. Azure security posture module. Because if you apply security posture module for particular environments, obviously it is going to check. It tells these are the bottlenecks. It has got inbuilt AI kind of activities to analyze and give the report, right?
yes, sir.
Then
Got
help
it.
clients prioritize, remediate security issues in a timely manner. With that practices, you need to modify that as an ongoing process. So this is the module. It discusses about security assessment and recommendations.
Yeah.
So next one is security implementation and management. Design and implement security controls and solutions in Azure to protect against cyber threats. So we discussed it in the beginning itself. One of the roles is the cyber attackers understanding their attitude. We need to grab that. We need to behave in our mindset to plan the security practices. We need to think about like a cyber attacker. So
Yes, sir. Exactly.
that way, that is going to be helpful. If you
Think
talk,
like
if
a
you
thief,
use,
actually. Yeah.
yes,
Think like
yes,
a thief when you
okay.
attack
Right. So then design and implement security controls and solutions in Azure to protect against cyber threats.
cyber threats.
Configure Azure security services like Azure Security Center, Azure Sentinel, and
Sentinel.
Azure Firewalls. These are the modules we need to consider it
Uh,
to apply.
Sorry to interrupt you,
Right?
sir.
You have to speak
Security
nearer to the
center is
mic,
no more.
Bala.
Security center is no more, sir. I think it's got retired and it's been integrated with Microsoft Defender for Cloud, I can say. Because earlier I was looking into few articles. It says like security center is no more into like existence actually. So that's what it said actually.
Okay, okay, right.
I mean,
So
I
next
mean,
one is
yeah,
manage and maintain Azure security solutions to ensure continuous protection. Yes, through CSPM, continuous protection can be there. Then
yeah,
automate security tasks and integrate Azure security with the DevOps pipelines.
yeah.
So DevOps pipelines, why it is required? Because deployments will happen. In each deployment, they might introduce new modules within the
Exactly,
application
exactly.
to be accessed by the users.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So next one is compliance and governance. So ensure clients Azure environments adhere to industry standards, regulations, and best practices. We discussed that there is
Yes, sir.
a compliance process for each business
Compliance.
domain. That domain wise also
Yes,
they need to consider the regulatory activities.
compliance.
Okay. Right. Help clients define and implement Azure security policies and baselines. Okay, so these are coming from the best practices. Then conduct regular security audits and generate compliance reports.
Yeah.
Why security audits are required? Because you are going to work with the log files, with the monitoring systems. All those need to be
Yes, sir.
verified by external person who is not part of the project. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then assist with Azure Resource Management using Azure Resource Manager templates. Basically, a resource management will have all the tags of the resources, which resource is consuming more billing, more usage, such kind of things can be identified. Next one is incident response and disaster recovery. Develop and test incident response and disaster recovery plans for Azure environments. Yes, you are going to do alerts will come against to the alerts, how to respond it, how to fix them, and also how this kind of incidents can be applied under disaster recovery plans for testing purpose. In DR, what happens? We do the disaster one activity. We work
Yes,
like a hacker, right?
yes, sir.
Then later we are going to work in another environment to how to record these kind of things. If disaster happened, let us say one database server is corrupted or something server hacked it.
Yeah.
When he hacked it, he is going to copy the database. We can't do anything once he hacked it.
Nothing much.
He
Once
downloaded the
it's gone,
file,
it's gone. Once it's gone, it's
right?
gone, sir. Yeah.
Gone. But external data is leaked already. But how you can control it? That you need to see. It is not part of the disaster recovery, this particular task, but
Yeah.
security practices you need to follow. But disaster
Yeah.
recovery, what happens? Disaster, when it happens, if something is disconnected, if access is
Something.
failed,
Yeah.
okay, or server is failed, shutdown happened suddenly in the VM,
Yeah.
all those can be tracked, it, right?
Yeah.
So that will not come under incident. The incident response
Response.
is not part of the hacker activity. It is part of the application or systems maintenance part, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So provide guidance and support during security incidents and data breaches. Yes, obviously, data breaches, why it happens? Because a lot of security is required for data protection purpose, encryption, and three-way, four-way security practices need to be followed. It. Apart from that, within the application also security need to be identified. It. Application
Yes.
module-wise security.
Yes.
Because sometimes they release the passwords in the coding by hard coding. What is the best
Uh,
practice to use for that kind of access? How it is? We need to
yes.
identify that.
We
Okay.
need to use KMS or key management systems, key vault kind of thing. From key vault, we need to call the passwords and everything. That would be the better approach rather than
Yes.
hard
Yes.
coding the values.
Yes. Yes. Correct. So coordinate with incident response teams to contain, eradicate, and recover from attacks. Yes. Conduct post-incident reviews and implement lessons learned to improve security. Yes, obviously, it is a kind of the lessons learned are coming from the agile retro meetings basically. Okay,
Yeah.
each project when it is deployed, it the security personnel also part of the agile retro meeting. During the retro, what are the issues you guys faced under threats? You need to explain it like other sprint cycle people explain in the
Yeah.
program, right? Agile program, right? Next one is client engagement and knowledge sharing. Collaborate with clients to understand their security requirements and objectives. Yes, they'll say we are concerned about this kind of hacking, we are concerned about this kind of access, such kind of policies they will enforce us to implement in the systems and also in the infrastructure also, cloud infrastructure
Yes.
also. Those need to be considered it as a security personnel. Then
Yeah.
communicate security risks, recommendations and solutions effectively to stakeholders. Sometimes what happens, you are going to access VM with SSH, public SSH.
Yes, sir.
So there should be some tools. Through tools only we can access it with single sign-on process,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Not through browser,
Yes,
not
sir.
public browser, right? So that kind of
Yes.
things also need to be identified. Then share Azure security
Yeah.
best practices and knowledge with clients and team members. Why you need to share to the client? Because we are managing their systems, and whatever we design the best practices, we can explain to them. And in addition to that, they will also say their security requirements. In addition to that, that also need to be considered and updated the best practices. Stay updated with the latest Azure security features, services, and industry trends because Azure might introduce some kind of best practices. So, as an Azure security consultant, you play a crucial role in protecting clients' Azure environments and helping them achieve their security goals. By leveraging your expertise in Azure security, you can help organizations mitigate risks, ensure compliance, and build resilient cloud infrastructures. This is the outcome of this particular role expected from
Yeah.
the management. Okay. Now, you please tell me what are the additional things you are doing in your job role. I'll add it here.
So we do first in proactive approach and reactive approach as well, both the things.
That is part of that activity, right? Reactive, proactive is part of the security professional. Basically, the
So,
threats, how they are
threat
reacting.
modeling. Yeah, threat
Reactive,
modeling.
proactive, they'll act. And when they are getting into the shoes of the hacker, they need to work like that only.
Yeah. So both the things.
Reactive
First thing
action
is
will
like,
come. Wow, what way the hacker can hack my systems? You need to think in that role,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yes.
yes.
That is
So
part and parcel. Okay.
yeah.
Next
So
one.
we do vulnerability management as well.
Yes, it is part of that discussion. We discussed it in the
So
beginning about the role.
like we do vulnerability management and user access reviews as well as a part of security engineer. We do user access reviews, like what are the level of access user has on the resource group level, management level, subscription level, and everything. Whatnot. We do the resource. We
Hmm.
define the user accesses first thing, and we make
Do
sure
you
that.
use any checklist, handy
Um,
checklist
so
for
the
different posters
yeah.
activities?
So the thing is, like first thing we make sure we use HIPAA high trust control, and we used to have a user accessibility document. We used to have who are all the need to have owner access, contributor access, and everything. So we used to do that as well as a job best practices. So technically, there
Right.
should not be more than three owners for the subscription, and all the developers should have only reader access to the subscription. And there are other things as well, like if
Hmm.
there
Hmm.
needs to
Hmm.
be a
Hmm.
like contributor access, like PIM roles, like PIM, privileged identity management roles. So we need to make
Hmm.
sure that it should be should have a proper business justification. uh, that too, it should be a time bound. The ping roll should be on a time bound basis. Like it should be like it should be mostly should be related to like 8 hours, 30 minutes, a kind of time bound roles actually. It's not a
Okay.
persistent access we give actually to ping
Right.
rolls.
So these are
So
for daily operations purpose. You do it. These
we do
tasks.
it. Yeah. So apart from that, we leverage zero trust model, and well architected framework on a cloud infrastructures basically. So zero trust in the
Hmm.
sense uh, like zero trust, implementing all the resources actually. So let me share the document. Zero trust security.
I am writing here one point here. One
Yeah.
question from my thing. Do you feel you need to understand the application front also?
Sir, it really depends upon. So that's what, sir. Like if you ask me,
No,
do you
I'll
need to
tell one
understand?
example. Let us
Yeah.
say e-commerce site is there.
Yes, sir.
E-commerce has got multiple modules. You know about shopping cart, you
Yes,
know
sir.
about order management,
Yes.
you know about inventory
Yeah.
management, you know about
Everything.
item
Got it.
management.
Everything.
Okay, all those are related with the data maintenance, right?
Yeah.
So, in such case, if you are nominated as a security consultant to manage that large application like Amazon.com or Flipkart.com or any kind of e-commerce site, then
Yeah.
is it required to understand the application process also as a security personnel to learn the application flow and which resource is being used at that point of time in cloud infrastructure?
Yes, sir. It is required. So it always depends on, like, it should not be like security or infrastructure versus application. It should be like security and infrastructure and application. It should be like hand in hand, sir. So application team should also understand what are all the a few people say that it's as a security thing, it is not possible from the application. For example, uh, we used to have one container. So that container
Hmm.
doesn't support Azure AD Active Directory
Yeah,
authentication.
correct. Hmm.
So but our always recommendation is you need to use Active Directory authentication.
Hmm.
So that's the thing. So it is always for a developer also needs to understand the security guy perspective, and security team also needs to understand the application perspective to find out what is find an alternative approach rather than straight away committing that no, as a security team I cannot provide you, go ahead and use these kind of things and everything.
Okay. My second question is, in such case, do you need to learn the application infrastructure also?
Yes, absolutely, we need to learn it, sir.
It means agent services, basically.
Yeah, Azure services and even that with the PaaS services, or else like infra as a services. Anything we need to understand by how the logic apps is working, how the Azure
Hmm.
functions are getting triggered and everything. It needs to be like maintained.
Okay. With all the above expertise, there are IAC scripts also, right?
Yes.
IAC scripts also you need to be aware, right?
Uh, it depends, sir. Like, yeah, we need to be aware of ISS scripts. Yes, of course.
When you say IAC scripts, it can be Terraform.
Or else, like, is it biceps?
I mean YAML. I'll write
Yeah.
in a scripting format. YAML, JSON, Python, right? These are the popular scripting languages or scripting parts. Okay. So in what they have written, what script it is running, then after that you also need to learn some of the configuration policies of Azure.
Yes.
Configuration policies means uh, like it can be I am
I
roles, okay, then
RBAC,
policies, uh,
RBAC blueprints.
RBAC,
Yeah,
okay, RBAC,
blueprints.
right?
Yes,
uh,
sir. Azure blueprint.
Blueprint, right, blueprint, etc.
Yeah.
So it means when you say you are the security consultant on Azure systems management for security management.
Yes.
Is it like you need to be beyond the cloud engineer? Do you think you need to have expertise beyond cloud and DevOps engineers?
So, um, so beyond cloud, yes, because like what happens is like if it is always good to have a expertise beyond cloud engineers and DevOps engineers basically because the thing is like so DevOps engineer might be aware of security things, but it will be like he might be knowing outline. For example, few DevOps engineers does like hard code the values, like they might hard code the values in pipeline, so they might not be aware of what are the consequences of hard coding the values. But cloud engineers know how to do that, like hard coding in key management system. When comes to SecOps engineers, like as security engineers, cloud security engineers, these people know how to hardcode the values in key management systems, and these people know what are the consequences by doing this and not doing this. So it is always we need an expertise thinking beyond the cloud and DevOps engineers. We need it, sir. Of course.
Right. Now let us discuss high level role of the cloud engineer.
Yeah.
The cloud engineer role is to identify infrastructure requirements for new setup.
Yeah.
Existing setup, they are going to upgrade it. Okay.
Upgrade. Yeah.
Apart from that, they also need to understand the architecture designed by the cloud architect or solution architect. Then they also need to understand the designer requirements, designer plan,
Design
designer
perspective as well. Yeah.
requirements. Yeah,
Yeah.
cloud design, how it is, right? What resources need to be used, where all it need to be used. Then after that, they need to plan for the work. In the work, one is they can use manual setup for ad hoc purpose, but permanent purpose they need to write the IAC using
Yeah.
YAML code or JSON code or Python code, whichever they feel comfort for that. Okay.
Yeah.
After that, they need to test it in different environments. After once it is confirmed it is working, then they need to create that environments in different stages. What are the stages?
Yeah.
One is development stage, another one is
UAT testing,
integration testing, QA
yeah.
testing, then later on
Right.
UAT testing also.
Yes.
Okay, these four stages they are going to develop the environments for different things. Developer environment is slightly different, depends on that they are going to take the separate configuration setup, right?
Yes,
Then
sir.
integration testing, yes, partially it is going to access particular systems. They need to set up that also, right?
Yes, sir.
Then QA testing, it will have like UAT testing only. They'll have access for external sites also sometimes. Let us say if you are doing a shopping cart booking, then there is a purchase option. In the purchase option, it need to connect to the gateway also, payment gateway.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So when they do for integration testing, they will have a dummy
Data, like,
systems will be there.
yeah.
Simulators will be there. Through that, they can pump the data as a response to the system. But in
Yes, sir.
system testing, in QA system testing, they need to have at least some kind of connections.
Yeah,
Then
real time
UAT,
data.
obviously, it should be like a live only. They need to feel like the system is working like live. When they configure this kind of things, they need to be analyzed with the infrastructure requirements in each staging, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir. You are
Then,
right.
right, once infrastructure is designed and tested, IAC script is given to the DevOps guys. What is the role
Yeah.
of the DevOps? DevOps guy will take the IAC from cloud engineers, and on top of that, they will add their source code repository information.
Yeah.
They'll apply
Yes, sir.
this IAC on the environment. At the same time, once the environment is created in different stages, they're going to deploy the code. How they are going to deploy the code? Using the pipeline option. Pipeline is an automation procedure within the Azure. It has got its own process. You can pipeline particular code files to deploy
Yes,
it.
sir.
So
Yes, sir.
that is the activity of the DevOps engineers. DevOps engineers
DevOps.
also need to understand how data can be configured, how the data protection can be planned. It all those need to be planned along with you. You as a security consultant, you need to sit with them in different environments. How it can be tested, what kind of data can be used, how to protect the data by padding, such kind of things. Yesterday,
Yeah.
in yesterday's session, I discussed one scenario about the healthcare
Yes.
patient
Healthcare.
data.
Yeah. So
When it is
usually
connected to
do that.
the insurance site, obviously it is going to give the data. Then, but internally, when they are testing that particular optimization kind of things, they need to protect the data by padding or something, by removing some kind of
Yeah.
content or something, right?
Yes.
So the DevOps engineer's role is they need to consult the security engineers also to do it. But cloud engineer, he don't need to feel much about the data because he need to feel environment is created, servers are given to the DevOps engineers, the configuration
Yeah.
is created. Now it is their responsibility what data they need to use it for testers purpose. The testing people you will
Yes.
give a requirement. I need a pre-production data. Then you
Yeah.
are there how the data is being used within the
Yeah.
application for these stages. Then DevOps engineers also need to consult what security process we need to follow. Then concurrently, then they need to work with IAM roles and RBAC in that
Yeah.
staging environment,
Exactly.
right?
You are
Right.
right, sir.
So this is the live requirements. So it means the security consultant need to be savvy in understanding the environment, understanding the IAC scripts, understanding the DevOps processes also and policies and best practices what they are using in view of data security. Right?
Yes, sir. You are right, sir. Absolutely.
Apart from that, you also need to work with ops team while implementing these particular builds. Security
So,
policies need to be compliance with the live environment.
exactly. The but the we do face few of the challenges, sir. For example, development team
Hmm.
sometimes they might not they won't agree to our solutions actually.
Hmm.
So because that might be because of some restrictions, or else there might be anything. Sometimes, not all the
Hmm.
times, but sometimes they won't agree to our things. Like if we say that boss, you need to follow this thing for sure, then they'll be like, no, we cannot do because that might be delay the delay the implementation or else like delay the deployments kind of thing actually. So that's what we hear from them. If there is something no, if there's something says no, they definitely say that it might delay the deployment and it might not go as per the sprint plan. So even that is also challenges for DevOps and security DevOps engineers as well. That's what.
Right, right. So now with ops team, these are the things required, right?
Yes, sir.
Sorry, PPS, it is ops.
It's a SecOps basically.
SysOps, huh?
SecOps, security operations.
No, but SecOps need to consult the operational team, right? You are from SecOps, sir.
Yes, that's what it really depends sometimes. Uh,
Hmm.
so post
You need
deployment
to consult with them and verify that it is being implemented there.
implemented
But at the
exactly.
same time, uh, the cloud and DevOps team are also part of this outlining. Outlining means best practices outlining,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Right. So now you got now the benefit one is best practices you need to follow best practices across the system
yeah,
operations you need to follow. One is within the application you need to follow. Another one is environment wise you need to follow, and different stages of the environments are there. Across stages you need to define the policies and procedures for following the security policies, and data protection also across the environments you need to follow. And in particularly in live you need to be very
yeah.
much uh, positive by thinking about like hacker is coming to the live and
Exactly.
hacking the systems, that
Yeah.
kind of reactive way you need to
Approach.
act, right? You told in the beginning, reactive and proactive. So
Both.
reactive is you need to work within the shoes
One.
of the hackers.
Yeah. I
Proactive
mean.
is implementing of those practices,
Yeah.
right? And
So
you
once
need to
the
verify
damage is
also.
done, like
You need to work with audits. Okay, verification purpose. Is it being followed correctly? Audit reports
correctly.
you should be concerned.
Yeah.
Okay, do you think the audit reports verification is your role? Yes, obviously.
Obviously.
How are you going to find it? Through audit reports only you are going to find gaps,
Exactly. Yeah.
right? So that
Yeah.
is the thing. So in this call, you we learned about the role and responsibilities and additional things what you are contributing within the mm,
Security
cloud
management.
security posture management, right? So
Yes.
let me stop the call. 1 minute recording.